Hello, and welcome to this incredibly quick tutorial on how to create a new meeting with Phownix. The time invested here will multiply itself a couple times over once you see how productive your meetings become. At Phownix, our main purpose is to help our clients have efficient meetings, so teams aren't stuck in meetings, spinning their wheels, and wasting valuable time. Phownix is designed to pop in, set the guidelines, let the players quickly and efficiently deliver key information, and then let everyone get back to the jobs they're there to do. Now first, let us explain what the Meeting Compass is. Simply, it's a tool, and an acronym, that helps you plan your meetings with all the right elements. As we go through this video, we'll talk through Compass in more detail. There's a Create New Compass button located on each tab. So let's hit the button here in the dashboard. The Meeting Compass requires that we fill out the data in each of these tabs, from the core purpose of the meeting all the way through the success messages at the end. Here in the Core Purpose section, we want to establish the reason for the meeting. We'll first select the group this meeting is intended for, which is our customer support group, and then we'll select our area, telephone support, and then our activity, and the core purpose. Price and purchase new phones for customer support. We'll title it Purchase New Telephones, and center the entire meeting around our core purpose. Alternatively, we can simply go to the Meetings tab and find the group, area, and activity for our meeting, and click Create a Compass. This is simply a shortcut. Next, set the date for our meeting, and establish start and end times. We'll set up a 1-hour meeting and meet online using our conferencing software. If it's a recurring meeting, just use the drop-down box and choose the appropriate option. And if we have to pause while setting up this meeting, we can save what we've done and come back to it later. When we click Save, the Phownix system alerts us that we haven't filled in all of the required fields for this compass. We can either save right now, confirm the meeting's name and come back later, or we can click Fix and the system shows us the fields that we still need to fill in. We'll find our saved meetings in our Meetings tab. From the Meetings tab, expand the Incomplete Compasses section here, and we'll see that our unfinished compass is waiting faithfully for us. If we want to cancel this meeting, select Delete, or click Edit to get back to completing the compass. Again, the Phownix system lets you know which fields still need to be filled out. We'll click OK, and Phownix brings us back to where we left off. In this case, it's the next required field here in the Outcomes section. In the Outcomes section, write in goals or targets we'd like to accomplish here, such as contact all departments for inventory. If we leave this item unchecked, it will show up in the Outcomes section only and will not be a part of the meeting agenda. Or check the box and add this as an outcome to our agenda for the team to tackle together. And we'll add in a couple more outcomes here. Using the tabs at the top of the screen, you can go to the next section or work in any order you choose. Next, we'll move on and add the team members we'd like to have attend this meeting. Based on the activity you selected from the Core Purpose section, Phownix will automatically list the associated team members, so you never forget to invite anyone. And you can delete anyone who doesn't need to attend by clicking the red X's here. You can also add any team member in your organization from this search box. Okay, now that you've got your meeting attendees all set up, let's assign roles for the meeting. The facilitator steers the meeting and intervenes neutrally if there's any conflict. The leader is responsible for the meeting progress, sets the agenda, and prepares the meeting compass in conjunction with the core purpose. The monitor makes sure everyone stays on track and conducts check and adjust. The recorder captures action items, decisions, parking lot items, and notes. The scribe captures ideas on flip charts, whiteboards, or electronically that the recorder might have missed. And the timekeeper tracks time and calls out the time remaining. So, Tricia will facilitate and lead, Ryan will monitor, and we'll select our recorder, scribe, and timekeeper. Now let's jump into our Preparation tab. If this is a local meeting and we need to book a conference room, for instance, we'll note that down here. If you need a flowchart, erasers and markers, or other supplies, jot that down here as well. Maybe you need reports, diagrams, or need to record decisions made before the meeting. All of that can be added here. To assign a task to a certain member other than the person setting up the meeting compass, just add that to the note here. Earlier, we checked certain outcomes to be part of the agenda, and you can find these outcomes in our Agenda tab. And now we need to set up the order of events and time allotments for each agenda item. We have to use the full amount of time that we scheduled for our meeting. By default, each agenda item is scheduled in 5-minute increments. This is an hour-long meeting, and we've only assigned 30 of those minutes. Let's adjust the time allocated to each agenda item. This one will take longer than 5 minutes, for instance, so we'll bump it up to 10. And for this one, we'll say 15 minutes, and so on. We can also change the order of agenda items if they are out of order. At this point, we still have 10 minutes left, so we'll dedicate that time to our last agenda item. And to eliminate an agenda item, you can do that here. And if time has been allocated to that agenda item already, the time that's been freed up will show up again here. So we have a couple of choices of what to do with the extra time. We can go back to the Core Purpose tab and reduce the meeting by 15 minutes. That's always great. We can come to the Outcomes tab and write up a new agenda item, or add an agenda item here in the Agenda tab by clicking Add Agenda Item, or create an agenda item with remaining time. Of course, we can also distribute the remaining time to what's already on the agenda too. And we'll select a purpose for each agenda item. Now these drop-down options are fully customizable based on your needs, but we'll cover how to set those up in another tutorial. We can select one or more people to be in charge of each agenda item by clicking this drop-down menu and adding or removing the members in question. In this case, we'll have 2 people responsible. And for this one, we'll change who's in charge by deselecting and selecting someone else. This tab lets us add messages we want to share with the team. The first message is one of spirit and well-being, and it's meant to share insight or inspiration for your team. The second message is to share successes, which we've got set up here. Now this might seem odd at first glance, and some users get weirded out by this feature, but this is crucial. Take a breath, give it a chance, and remember this. When teams are well, they perform well. So these messages are a really important piece when it comes to making sure your teams are present and their heads are in the game. Now we've got some statements already loaded up here, which we can select, add to, or subtract from as we see fit. To create a new one, just type in a quote, quip, or other sign-off within the character limit, and click Save. Make sure your success message is personal to a person or persons in the meeting. If we're ready to go, we can come here to the Review and Send tab. The meeting compass will send an email from the person who set up the meeting to all the other selected players. We can CC anyone else we like, we can edit the subject title, and well, I'm sure you know how to send an email. We can cancel it here. We can preview a PDF version of the meeting compass here, and all of the data that we included in the setup will show up in its relevant section for everyone to see. Then, go ahead and save, and send. The Phownix system will ask if we want to send email updates to all participants. We do, so we'll save, and all participants will be sent an email with a copy of the compass to review. And participants will also receive a calendar invite. In the dashboard, we can now see the fruit of our labor, our new meeting compass. We can manage it or start it, which we'll cover in other tutorials. And just like that, you're already on your way to more productive meetings.